Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marcos Shiley, and by the following. And by viewers like you. Thank you.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Maya Trabolsi. A new report found that unhoused seniors are staying homeless for longer, but street outreach has been the most successful way to get people housed. KPBS Penner fellow Emmy Burris has the story.
Overall, more people experiencing homelessness in San Diego are finding housing, but the average time that seniors are staying homeless is up to 234 days. That's more than any other age group. That's what came out of a recent report that looked at trends in homelessness over a 3-year period compiled by the Regional Task Force on Homelessness. Tamara Kohler heads up the group. She says getting seniors into housing is often more challenging than with other groups.
Different types of disabilities, many times physical, that limit their earnings income, or they're already on a fixed income and there's no way to really increase that. With a very high housing cost and limited housing stock for units they can afford, makes it hard to be able to get them into housing that they have the resources to cover.
The new report helps them decide how to spend their money. So Kohler says more resources will now go towards homeless seniors. It also found that street outreach was more successful in helping people find housing. In fact, that doubled between 2023 and 2025. PATH is a service provider contracted by the City of San Diego to do the outreach work.
There's value in individuals meeting people exactly where they're at, whether it be in the riverbed, in a canyon, on the side of the freeway. There's value getting on someone's level, meeting them where they're at, and trying to connect with them.
This is a more comprehensive collection of data on trends in local homelessness over 3 years, as opposed to the annual point-in-time count, which is a snapshot of homelessness on a single night. Emmy Burris, KPBS News.
Meanwhile, the county says its Shelter Ready app is making big strides after its first year of operations. County leaders say the app is also helping them understand what strategies are working and which are not. Shelter Ready is free and acts like a hotel app. Outreach workers can see where there's space, the type of beds available, and reserve a bed on the spot. Nearly 600 organizations have signed up, including San Diego Rescue Mission. Their chief of staff told our media partner KGTV the more coordinated everyone is, the more effective the work can be.
This is an opportunity for us to get people off the streets immediately and get data to make sure our shelter system is right-sized to meet the demands that our outreach workers are seeing.
One big wish list item for its second year is to eventually turn the app into a kiosk at libraries and other public spaces, and that way people can find shelter space on their own. The San Diego City Council has approved a controversial new housing development, one which will actually provide new homes for sale. For this week's edition of Why It Matters, Voice of San Diego's Will Huntsberry explains how the city hopes to get more homes on the market.
San Diego leaders have faced a lot of pushback over the construction of new homes in recent years. Most of it has been about serious densification. People mad apartment complexes are going up next to their single-family homes. But that's not what happened with the Old Memory Lane project in Emerald Hills that the City Council approved this week. The new development will add new single-family homes to what is already a single-family home neighborhood. 123 new homes will go on a 31-acre patch of land. That's 4 homes per acre, a super gentle density that's pretty much in keeping with the rest of the city. 13 of the homes will even be reserved for moderate income buyers. Even still, a lot of people were mad about this project and they've been fighting it aggressively for months. They wanted a park, not a development, they said. And they also listed a lot of other reasons they didn't like the project. But those in favor said the reasons all boiled down to neighbors who didn't want new homes in their backyard. County Supervisor Monica Montgomery Stepp represents the area. She took the rare step of coming to speak at the City Council meeting.
I support this project because it will enhance the community of District 4 and provide an opportunity for first-time homebuyers throughout San Diego, which is very rare these days.
She's right that the new home ownership opportunities are very rare. Despite all the construction that's happened in recent years, few new homes went up for sale. But San Diego leaders say they want to change that. They want to do it by getting rid of or reducing minimum lot sizes. That might sound boring, but in the world of housing policy, it's a really big deal. If you make a law that says only one house can go on one lot, and you make the minimum lot size huge, that's a recipe for a very small number of homes. Here's what Councilmember Henry Foster said about minimum lot sizes at the meeting.
They made land more expensive. They limited the number of homes that could be built, and they kept home ownership out of reach for people who were not already wealthy. As I pointed out last year, studies consistently show large minimum lot sizes limit opportunities for single-family home ownership, increase housing costs, deepen inequality, and encourage greater reliance on rental-focused multifamily development. Let me be clear, large minimum lot requirements are racist.
Housing advocates say the ending or even just reducing minimum lot sizes can lead to more home ownership. It does it through what they call gentle density. If you reduce minimum lot sizes, it essentially makes it much easier to build townhomes rather than, say, large apartment complexes. And the idea is that these would be for sale and much cheaper than San Diego's median home price. Mayor Todd Gloria has promised to bring forth a minimum lot size proposal before the end of the year. I'm Will Huntsberry with Voice of San Diego, and that's why it matters.
And Voice of San Diego is one of our partners for the Public Matters Initiative. You can learn more at kpbs.org/Public Matters.
Well, overnight lows dropping back down into the mid-60s, at least for San Diego. A few clouds out there, and get used to it because we're going to have plenty more clouds as we head into next week. But also, if you've been hoping for the warmth, well, it's on the way. I'll give you a look at what to expect for the weekend and the start of next week coming up.
The California Coastal Commission yesterday unanimously approved a request by the city of Carlsbad to enact stricter zoning laws around McClellan-Palomar Airport. KPBS North County reporter Alexander Nguyen looks into what this means for the airport.
San Diego County is opposed to the ruling because it could prevent them from making necessary improvements. The county worries that the city's action has a broader reach. This all came about because nearby residents complained about the noise from commercial airlines and the increase in commercial flights. So Carlsbad updated its general land and zoning ordinance 2 years ago to redefine airport use. The goal is to make the reviews tougher for airport expansion, but the Coastal Commission says just because it approved this does not mean it affects any activities currently underway at the airport. Carl Swing is the director for the Commission's San Diego district.
The implementation plan amendment does not authorize any physical development or alter airport operations. The Commission's action on the amendment does not express any opinion regarding current or future airport operations, uses, or expansion.
The changes affect the properties surrounding Palomar Airport, should the county decide to expand it in the future. The airport itself is not within the Coastal Commission's jurisdiction. In a statement, the county says the action is part of a larger effort by the city to use general plan and zoning ordinance to limit safety and other improvements included in the master plan approved for the airport. A watchdog group called Citizens for a Friendly Airport has filed 3 lawsuits against the county for approving commercial flights returning to Palomar. The city has joined in one of those lawsuits. In Carlsbad, Alexander Nguyen, KPBS News.
I'm Jeff Bennett. Tonight on the NewsHour, why President Trump is refusing to sign a bipartisan bill to address housing costs. That's at 7 after Evening Edition on KPBS.
President Trump is imposing fresh sanctions on Iran following the attacks on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. It is the latest in a string of retaliatory actions by the administration. Earlier this week, the U.S. carried out days of bombing on Iranian targets. The administration also rescinded a waiver to allow Iran to sell its oil without sanctions. Although the president says the memorandum of understanding with Iran is over, he also says talks with Tehran will continue. Young users face safety risks on social media despite existing online protections. A recent study found more than half of social media child safety features are not working as advertised. Maribel Gonzalez breaks down what parents need to know about keeping their children safe online.
For years, social media companies have touted their safety tools and features as proof that they are prioritizing the well-being of their younger users. And while researchers say those are definitely making a difference, they tell us they remain concerned about what younger users and minors can still encounter online.
We had a very simple question, which was just, do these safety tools work as described?
In this report, Assistant Professor Laura Edelson and researchers at the Cyber Safety Research Center tested 86 youth safety features across TikTok, Instagram, Snap, and YouTube to see if children could realistically find and use them.
And what we found is that 60% of those features didn't work in some way.
Researchers created child and adult test accounts to evaluate safety features for minors and limits on online adult interactions with children.
So, for example, on Snapchat, there are supposed to be restrictions that prevent adults from messaging kids who they're not connected to. But when we tried to do that, we actually couldn't find any evidence of any kind of restriction on that.
The social media companies largely dispute the report, saying their features work as intended or that the test didn't represent typical use of the platforms by kids and teens. Online safety advocates say parents shouldn't rely on settings alone.
It's not one size fits all. So a couple of years, definitely at least 6 months beforehand, really starting to engage with them about asking questions, what your concerns are, what they think they're going to see on these platforms, how they want to use it, how their friends are using it.
Now, this report did not look into parental control features, only focusing on those settings that the minors or younger users could turn on for themselves. The social media platforms we reached out to say these parental controls are key to add a layer of protection, making it harder for the younger users to bypass certain settings like the screen time limits and other safety features. Reporting in Los Angeles, I'm Maribel Gonzalez.
An online art shop is opening its first brick-and-mortar location this weekend in Barrio Logan. KPBS arts reporter Audie McAfee explains what the new space means to its founder.
More than 9 years ago, Gianrio Sandy created Local Brown Baby. It began as a place to explore her identity as a Kurdish and Mexican woman.
I did what I could with what I had at the time, and photography was my first love, and I used my camera to express those stories little by little. And then I started posting it on the internet, and then people started connecting with them. And then it just sort of became this like ecosystem of ideas and of community.
Growing up in a mixed heritage household in San Diego led Sandy to search for stories about cultures which went on to influence her art and photography.
I used my camera as a canvas, and I would dress up my friends in Kurdish clothes with Nike Cortez and gold hoops. And I was like, that's who I am, you know, like, I grew up with this like traditional background, but I also grew up in Southern California, and I'm also like a 90s kid, you know, like hip hop in the background and like all of this stuff. And my Mexican side in San Diego, border city, like there's so much.
Although Sandy loved the space she was curating online, she wanted something more tangible.
Just a place, a third space where people can like experience in person and discover other artists, learn different stories, and just feel like they can slow down.
She found that place in Barrio Logan, a place she says is culturally significant to her.
The rich history of Barrio Logan is something that I respect and I cherish very much, because it's a place where people have always taken art and storytelling and turned it into action and turned it into activism. Chicano Park, the murals. It's a place where people have always, they've used that method and achieved amazing things.
A mural of a Kurdish woman holding grape leaves faces a Mexican woman holding corn on the front of the shop.
These women face each other because they also come from cultures of resistance that fight against oppression and discrimination. And they face each other because they're looking at each other in conversation, and they're symbolizing that transcendence of borders, that our struggles are more connected than we think they are. The library wall, this was like a very big part of the store for me.
Zandy also hopes the shop becomes a platform for the community. Handmade goods from local artists and creators fill the center of the store with cards identifying each maker.
I think that a lot of things, like we start from like our own personal experience, that own absence that we have. And I think the most beautiful thing that somebody can do is give back what they wish they had, create what they wish they had, because it's pretty likely that most people feel the same way, right?
At the end of the day, Zandy says the space is about embracing who you are.
To the little brown girl inside. For a lot of people, you know, for people who do connect with it, I think it's that not only the little girl, but the inner teenager too. You know, all of the things that we felt insecure about, all of the things that we had to hide growing up, this is a love letter saying, be that, express yourself, be yourself 100%.
Local Brown Baby opens Saturday at noon in Barrio Logan. Audie McAfee, KPBS News.
Brace yourselves for heat this weekend because high summer temperatures are not only potentially harmful to your physical health. Mandy Gaither explains how heat can harm mental health and has ways to halt high temperatures from taking a toll on your well-being.
It's no secret extreme heat puts a strain on the body, but it also burdens the brain.
When we feel hot, we are physically uncomfortable, and it makes it much more difficult to regulate emotions, feel calm, patient, and make decisions.
Psychologist Susan Albers with Cleveland Clinic says that can make a person feel stressed, irritable, sad, depressed, and anxious.
Heat mimics anxiety. Symptoms such as sweating, racing heart, dizziness. These are common to being overheated and anxious, and your brain can mistake the two.
To halt heat from taking a hit on your mental health, Albers says to first recognize what's happening. If you're feeling irritable or your mood has changed, you may be overheated.
Cool down your body quickly by drinking some cool water or placing a washcloth on your wrist or behind your neck for 60 seconds.
Albers says regulating your body temperature can help you feel calmer. She says to drink cool water throughout the day. Don't wait until you're thirsty. You can also stay hydrated with water-rich foods like frozen grapes, popsicles, or cucumbers. And find ways to get good quality sleep even on hot nights. Take a cool shower before bed. Use fans or blackout curtains.
Anything that is going to help to cool down your bedroom is going to be a game changer for your sleep and your mood during the heat.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
Well, some big changes coming, and it is all because of our area of high pressure. It's been parked over the southwest this week, and it's going to start to move and strengthen a bit. So that does a few things for us. It's going to heat up our temperatures. They're going up. We'll see a few rain chances, but mainly we're getting more moisture because of that clockwise circulation. It's going to usher in some monsoonal moisture. The better rain chances are further to the east. However, we'll get an increase in clouds. It'll feel a little stickier outside, and we do have a few rain chances. First, the heat though. Now, our heat alerts, they're just about done. This evening is the end of all of these, but don't necessarily get used to them being gone because our temperatures are going up next week. It's just a little bit of a roller coaster. Tonight though, 69 Borrego Springs. We're out of the 70s. That's something. That helps us out with our high temperatures. Mid-60s in Mount Laguna, Oceanside, San Diego, and Chula Vista. A lot of similarities there with our mid-60s overall. We head into tomorrow. More variation. So 74 for Oceanside, low 70s for San Diego and Chula Vista. We warm up close to 90 for Ramona. Borrego Springs still in the triple digits, but hey, we're below 110. 104 is better than it's been at some points, so we'll take what we can get. Take a look at future radar. Now, we're going to start to see more clouds come in. Look at that Saturday into Sunday. A few rain chances here. It's going to be very spotty. You can kind of see behind me, actually, the better moisture is coming in a little further inland here, but get used to the clouds, get used to that stickiness. And don't be surprised if we see a couple of raindrops. Let's break down your 5-day outlook, give you a better idea of exactly when and where we could see some of the rain. Now, it's not completely out of the question at the coast, and you see the word humid with Tuesday. There's that moisture I was talking about. So be prepared for a raindrop or two, but the chances are pretty low along the coast. Temperatures, though, they do get into the 80s by the time we get to Wednesday. Taking a look further inland, we could see a few showers here this weekend, maybe even into Monday, but for the most part, it's just some clouds, some sunshine, and those temperatures getting up to the low 90s by the time we get to Wednesday. Into our mountains, this is where our chances of showers are better, and we could even see a little bit of thunder, a little bit of lightning, so especially Monday early on, even Tuesday, watch out for fire danger as well, just with dry lightning if there's not enough moisture to actually accompany this. Temperature wise, big jump Tuesday to Wednesday, 75 to 88 for midweek. All right, then into the deserts. Some of our better rain chances overall. Timing looks Sunday, but overall Saturday to Monday, don't be surprised if we see a raindrop or two, but Sunday is going to be your best shot here. Temperature wise, big jump. Once again, Tuesday, we're at 105. That's bad enough. It's not that different from where we've been the last couple of days, but we jump back up to 110 by the time we get to Wednesday. So stay hydrated, stay cool, and hopefully stay in the air conditioning. For KPBS News, I'm AccuWeather's Anna Azalian.
Your Fluff is Enough is a new children's book featuring a character called Lenny the Little Sheep. The book is the first in a series of stories created by a pair of San Diego residents. KPBS arts reporter Beth Accomando takes us behind the scenes to see how a fictional farmyard animal comes to life.
Today, we're going to Wiggly Wriggly Farm to meet Lenny the Little Sheep.
Lenny had always been smaller than most, with knobbly knees and a less than full coat. He'd watch other sheep with their curls all in line and wonder, why does their fleece look nicer than mine?
The design for Lenny was very inspired by stuffed animals. I wanted Lenny to have a very round, a lot of soft shapes, a lot of soft colors in the palette. And so the goal was to have a character that could be imagined or become an actual stuffed animal that kids will want to bring home with them.
Lenny is the creation of author Rashmi Gandhi and illustrator Darren Oy. Gandhi is 1/3 of the Movie Wallace Film Critics team, and Oy is a dance instructor and drag queen. And neither one of them planned to create a children's book, but they did.
So my book is called Your Fluff is Enough, Lenny the Little Sheep, and it is the first from the series of Wiggly Wriggly Farm. Lenny is a little sheep and he perceives that he doesn't have enough fur or wool or fluff compared to all the other sheep. And so he goes on an adventure to try on other coats and discovers that what he has is absolutely enough.
Gandhi's husband, Joe Jan, gave Lenny a theme song. And Oy shows me how to bring that fluff to life.
The easiest way to start was to do a cloud, some squiggles, sometimes there are threes, sometimes it's just little extra patterns. I would start with a circle. All right, so now the eyes. So the eyes are a huge part of the design. So I usually take up quite a big amount of space with the eyes because I want there to be no question at all about how these characters are thinking and feeling. I draw this circle that's supposed to be the shine in the eye and then the pupil. Now I'm gonna draw the snout, which is just a cute little hill with the nose. And because he's a sheep, we're gonna give him that little line in the middle. And let's have a nice little smile. The body is another cloud. And I gave him a darker skin tone.
What was really important to both of us was representation without putting it in your face. And so it was important for us to have Lenny as darker skinned and Darren, when you did the farmer's arms, we only showed her arms,
yes.
But it's a woman for sure. She's wearing nail polish.
Red nails.
And she has darker skin.
Yeah. And now with all these characters, I like to add life and dimension with some highlighting. So this is kind of where my background in drag helped a lot. Dimensions are made with shading and a lot of figuring out where you're imagining light to hit you, where you're imagining shadows to be. With the shading, I always like to highlight the middle of Lenny's face and then the outsides of his limbs, because I imagine this is where the light would be bouncing off of. And already you can kind of see that there's more dimension that's building, because now you can see some of the depth. And there we have Lenny.
Gandhi has big plans for Lenny and his friends. She has books already done for each of the farmyard animals and an extensive website with tools for parents and downloadable activities. Plus, something she and Oi were excited to create, a map of Wiggly Wriggly Farm.
And our goal is that with every book, we will expand that map dependent on each one of the characters, so you learn more about where they live and the environment they live in.
And as somebody that grew up playing a lot of video games, almost every video game has some kind of a map, because you gotta know where you're going, you gotta know where the side quests are, the main quests. So it felt like a very easy way for us to also help build the entire world before we went into working on the other books.
But Gandhi says all the books have one thing in common.
Again, the whole world is about sharing kindness, and I know that sounds trite, but I really felt like this world at this time really needs more kindness.
From Wiggly Wriggly Farm, I'm Beth Accomando, KPBS News.
That was very, very cool. Be sure to join us tonight for KPBS News This Week, where we revisit the most impactful and intriguing original reporting of the week. And This Week airs every Friday at 8:30 right here on KPBS. Also, you can find tonight's stories right there on our website, kpbs.org. Thanks for joining us. I'm Maya Trabulsi. Enjoy your evening.
Major funding for KPBS Evening Edition has been made possible in part by Bill Howe Family of Companies, providing San Diego with plumbing, heating, air, restoration, and flood services for over 45 years. Call 1-800-BILL-HOWE or visit billhowe.com. And by the Conrad Prebys Foundation, Darlene Marco Shiley, and by the following: and by viewers like you. Thank you.